What's up everybody, it is Shibso here. Today I want to talk about a mechanic in Overwatch that is seriously underutilized by newer players, and that is the melee attack. I know from experience that when I started playing the game, I barely used the melee attack. I mean, after all, it did hardly any damage. Much better to just shoot something that's in front of me, right? Well, yes and no. If you want to get better at Overwatch, you're going to have to learn how to use the melee effectively. In this video, I'll be giving you some general information on the melee attack, as well as explaining how to use it. So what is the melee attack? If you hit the melee key, which is defaulted to the V key on PC, your hero will lunge out with a short range melee. The range is about 3.5 meters, and this attack will deal 30 damage, as well as slightly knocking back the target. There are some misconceptions going around that attacks from certain heroes deal more or less melee damage. This is only true with a few unique exceptions. As a rule of thumb, any melee attack used by pressing the melee key on any hero will do 30 damage. As of making this video, there are 3 exceptions to this rule. The first is Genji's ultimate, Dragon Blade. This is a 5 meter range and deals 120 damage. It is also able to hit multiple targets instantly at once. Reinhardt's Rocket Hammer also has a 5 meter range, can hit multiple targets, and does 75 damage. However, it will hit targets to the left of your screen slightly later than it will hit targets to your right. It also has a considerable knockback effect. Finally, Torbjorn's Forge Hammer does 75 damage, and actually has a shorter range than the standard melee attack, at about 2.5 meters. So when should you use the melee attack? As a general rule, you should melee whenever an enemy is right on top of you. The idea here is that a fast-moving enemy is very hard to hit at close range with most weapons, and as a result, it's better to take some downtime shooting to do a guaranteed 30 damage to whoever is assailing you. Of course, some weapons will be devastating at close range. If you have a Tracer jump on top of you as Torbjorn, you can melee for the guaranteed damage, or you can attempt a one-shot point-blank kill with your secondary fire. If you're playing something with a long-range weapon with a slow fire rate, however, such as Widowmakers and Yada, Hanzo, or Ana, you're almost always better off going for the melee. This might seem obvious, but it can be easy to forget in a hectic teamfight that your melee ability exists. If you have a mouse with buttons on the side, I'd recommend binding your melee to one of these buttons and playing a whole bunch of games with sniper-like characters. In these games, when you find yourself inevitably flanked and forced to engage at close range, focus hard on using your melee to do damage. You should get used to instinctively hitting the key quite quick. Melee attacks are also useful in various combos, such as Roadhog's Hook Shoot melee combo, Ana's Sleep Dart Shoot Grenade melee combo, and various combos with Genji. Learning these characters and their combos is another great way to train your melee attacks. One odd thing about melee attacks is that they will actually ignore Reinhardt's shield. Any melee damage dealt to the shield is automatically dealt to Reinhardt instead. If you ever see a perilously low HP Reinhardt cowering behind his shield, go up and give him a smack. Also, if you're charging through the shield to try and flank him, give it a smack on the way through for some extra damage. In the Reinhardt vs Reinhardt matchup, get the upper hand by smacking him first, as many players still seem to believe that the shield blocks melees. Getting the first blow on that matchup generally guarantees a win if no one else is around. So anyways everyone, that wraps up my video on melee attacks in Overwatch. Like and subscribe for more Overwatch content, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Jimso, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.